Hey, in this video, you are going to discover how to become the niche leader in your niche on Amazon. And we're gonna show you this today through a proven framework that already helped many brands become niche leaders in their niches on Amazon. And today I'm accompanied by Oleg Zaidiner, and he is from aNavigator. And guys help sellers on Amazon and brands on Amazon to improve their presence on Amazon, get more sales through data science. And Oleg, man, can you introduce yourself to us? Tell us what aNavigator is, and then we'll dive into the content.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Vova. It's my pleasure to be here with you. I know you're trying to do a lot to help people grow their brands like on e-commerce. I came to e-commerce world in 2015 when I sold my previous company. It was revenue management for hotels, like very different things, but to be honest, it's almost the same, but it's different. Okay, it's like you don't sell products on Amazon, but you sell rooms on Booking and Expedia. And I had this vision. I was traveling a lot, and I had this vision like many people can do things nowadays. We like everybody works from home, but I started my first remote company in 2008, I think, and it was like nobody understand what I'm doing, but it was very cool to start this brand. I was really sitting in Thailand, Bali, Vietnam, and we created a very good brand of orthopedic pillows that was very successful on Amazon. And on the way of this journey, I also developed Amazowl, if you heard of. This is a market analytics tool that help, I think, like hundreds of thousands of people to do product research on Amazon and think. And then when my journey as the Amazon brand continues, I find out that maybe it sounds strange, but I'm very excited by all these numbers and playing with Amazon algorithm and make it do what I want. As a computer scientist, I always enjoy to tell computer to do something, and it's doing. And you going, I'm going to the beach. You know, like this is how to say cliche or whatever. So we started to build aNavigator as a software solution to combine all of my knowledge of market intelligence, revenue management from my previous companies, and how I understand Amazon and success of my brands that I was running. And I joined forces with Alexander, my partner from Czech Republic. He's the Amazon PPC expert and Google AdWords expert before this. And so we joined because we share the same approach. Amazon is a search engine, and it's like if you approach it with data science, it's predictable, okay? Because many people say that like selling on Amazon, it's complicated, it's unpredictable. It's not really. If you go in there right and you have the right knowledge and right tools, it's possible. Mm-hmm. So we started to develop aNavigator as a tool to combine all the data sources that we have, and we have a lot: organic position, competitors, BSR, PPC, brand analytics, the new tools that came 2 years ago, something like this. And basically, when you analyze all this data, you can make data-driven decisions and be very predictable and know what you're doing. But the funny thing happened when I was approaching some brands with the software. The small ones didn't understand what I'm talking about. Okay, it's like too many numbers, and what I need to do, I need to take an MBA to learn about this. Right. And when I get to some bigger brands, they say, "Wow, it sounds amazing. Can you do it for us?" You know, like how much if you can do it for us. And we made some thoughts, and to be honest, I never was thinking to go to this like service business, but from this year with like pivot and started to do aNavigator as a service. Okay, it's not software anymore. We use the software inside, right. And it's much easier to do software for internal use to make it like working for everyone. It's much simpler. But okay, so this is what we do. We help brands all around the world to scale sales on Amazon using data science, and we work with huge brands with like almost 1 million ad spends a month, and relatively small brands. But main approach, what we're trying to do, we're trying to become a like niche leader. What you mentioned in the beginning, it's like, because like in every market, whatever it's like Amazon or general, if you're a market leader, the usual example I show is like phones. Like we have Apple, we have Samsung, and we have maybe like 200 others. Nobody really knows about them.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're a leader, you can afford yourself to define the pricing of the niche and so on. And I believe Apple doing the most profit of all this phone sales, maybe. So again, if you can afford yourself to be leader, you can leverage it and then get much, much more out of it. So this is what we're doing.
Pretty cool, man. I'm excited to have you here. So if I understood you right, you're a serial entrepreneur online. You have done many, many things. You have grown companies, sold companies. And I'm super excited to be kind of picking your brain today on on actually becoming leaders in niches. And also, as you mentioned, this is a pretty good thing. You like going to the beach. You also do kite surfing, if I understand right. So, you know, you like spending time, having fun, creating things. I'm also, I like this mindset. And you've built aNavigator, as you mentioned. You work with pretty big brands as well as smaller brands. So, I mean, if people will need to reach out to you, we're going to have links to all your stuff in the description. But let's dive into the content. We have something really cool to share. Sure. We have something that beforehand we talked to each other in our previous call, and it was really interesting to see that kind of approach. Let's show it, man, and let's blow the minds of our audience in a good way.
Sure. Yeah, I can talk endlessly about all my serial entrepreneur journey and whatever, but let's focus on the content. First thing I want to start with is the prerequisites. What stops you or any other brand to become niche leader? Okay, and it's changed in last 5 years. Okay, well, I remember when we started our first Amazon brand in 2015, it was like, you need to bring high quality, good looking product. That's it. Okay, this is a prerequisite number one. Okay, you need to find some sourcing agency and find some. Then it became like, okay, your quality need to be proved by customers. Okay, you need to reviews, quality, customer support. Then you need to start to be price sensitive, margin sensitive, because the competition going on. So it's a huge journey, and as I really see this like step by step changes. What we see now, and it's very clear. I have like three things to test before say there is a potential to be niche leader or no. Okay, and number one, we call it gross margin. Okay, to make it super simple to calculate, you take the sell price of the existing niche leader. Okay, like you sell. Do you have some example in mind for products? Like,
let's shoot a kitchen knife.
Kitchen knife. Okay.
All right.
You go to Amazon, you find the kitchen knife that bestseller. Okay. If they sell it for, let's say, $15, okay, so you want to also be the niche leader in kitchen knives, you take this $15 sell price of the existing leader, you deduct the FBA fees, you deduct your cost of goods, how much it costs for you to produce and bring to Amazon, and then you get your, we call it gross margin. And if you divide your gross margin to cost of goods, it should be 1.5 or 2 or more. Okay. Does it make sense? Or it's like too many numbers?
No, I'm following so far. All right.
Yeah. It's simple. If it costs you like $3 to produce and bring this knife to FBA warehouse, you need to do $5-6 profit without any advertisement and so on. Okay?
I understand.
If you have this kind of gross margin, you can reinvest it in advertisement. You can be more aggressive with the price and so on. So you can grow.
Yeah.
If your gross margin is the smaller, like, you need to bring some external cash, but most of the brands on Amazon, they're not like VC funded and so on. So usually it's all like profit based. So you can still, we have some examples that people really want to aggressively get to some existing market. They just bring, okay, how much will it cost me to become a niche leader for 1 year? like 500,000, no problem, let's fight. But it's a different strategy. So gross margin it's number one. Number two, it's because Amazon is a search engine. It's like you need to clearly understand what is most searchable keywords related to your product. For example, kitchen knife, it's super clear. Okay, so but probably your knife is fish kitchen knife or
there's chef knife, kitchen knife, stainless steel kitchen knife, Japanese kitchen knife, etc.
You need to understand what is the most searchable. You can see it from brand analytics or from tools like Helium or so on. Like you can find the most searchable keyword. And again, if you're very specific knife, it will not be appropriate for people looking for kitchen knife. So people looking for kitchen knife, they're looking for something general. If you have very specific one, kitchen knife is not your keyword. So you need to be, it's not easy subject, but you need to understand like what people searching for and how you meet them with your product. Okay.
Yeah.
You need to understand. So if you sell very specific knife and most searchable keyword for it, like, I don't know, like fish, big kitchen knife, and it's a search rank in brand analytics 1 million, you never be a niche leader.
In kitchen knives, you mean?
In any niche, because you're like long tail. Amazon loves huge volumes. Okay. So if you put kitchen knife and you see on the first 5 position something like similar to your product, so people looking for kitchen knife also buying this strange fish big knife.
That's good.
Okay, that can be, yes. So because people sometimes express they need very different and it's not okay. So your most searchable keyword that people buying your product from need to be big enough. In my understanding, if you go to brand analytics for US, we find that it's like 30K, 20K. This is a huge potential. If your most searchable keyword in brand analytics like 100K, 200K, it will be very hard because you cannot generate enough sales velocity and so it just, it's very niche product. You can do some business, of course. It's not that like don't do anything, but to become a niche leader, to get some bestseller tags, Amazon choice badges and all this, get it to the next level, no way.
So if I understand you right, man, for example, again, niche kitchen knives as the main keyword, and we want to become a niche leader, that means even becoming hopefully a bestseller, take the most of the pie. But the knife that we are launching is like a fish knife, specifically to scale fish. It's still a kitchen knife, right? Technically, it falls under this, but it's a fish knife. And the volume for the fish knife keyword, right, or fish kitchen knife it might be really small on brand analytics or any other tools people might be using. Of course, brand analytics gives the best data because it's straight from the machine from Amazon. And then you can't be a leader of kitchen knives with a fish knife because the demand generally for it is not big enough. Or if you do see fish knives in the top of kitchen knife, then probably yes, but probably it's going to be more a multi kind of functional kitchen knife or something that is there. But so just to see if you're right.
Absolutely right. Yeah. This is usually most complicated subject I find to really communicate with the brands because you need to understand your position in this search space and people living in normal world. It's a complicated matter. Okay. So this is number 2. Your main keyword that people will buy your product from should be like high enough in volume. Okay. And number 3, we call it, there is a 2 type of products on Amazon, if we can divide it to 2 types. One is clear goal, clear usage, clear problem solving solution, like kitchen knife is a kitchen knife. Okay. It's obvious. For sure, there is some subjectivity. Some people like it different colors. Some people like it big, small. They have some knowledge, but it's clear why you want kitchen knife.
Yes.
And another extreme example of opposite type of products, it's gift for women.
All right. That's
okay.
So many things.
Absolutely subjective. And there is a very different tactics to become a niche leader in this second type than is first one. So from what I see, I don't want to talk about this like gift or subjective. Also, fashion thing is very subjective. Even like people looking for some very specific clothing, like jeans or whatever, they don't mean jeans, okay? They mean, okay, I want to start looking for, okay?
Yeah.
And this is types of products that very hard to find. Okay, you need much more external brand awareness and so on. Just to play with the Amazon algorithm, you need much concrete and precise product. I know some people call it like utility or know how to explain it. I hope it makes sense.
Utility like kitchen knife is a utility product kind of thing. Maybe hammer for a kitchen hammer for meat, like meat tenderizer, I think it's called. That's utility.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Again, some products, they have many different keywords, how people express it. They sometimes express it in Spanish or whatever, but it's clear. If I'm looking for kitchen knife, I'm looking for kitchen knife. Okay, it can be present, it can be I need to cut something.
And if someone is looking for jeans and he's typing in jeans, it might be, they want a specific, they're just starting the search from jeans, right? But maybe they, in their mind, they have like, black jeans that only cover your, how you call it, knees or something, like, do I understand you right? Like,
Because this second type of products, usually people use many searches to get to a final order. Okay. This is actually the difference.
Yes.
Because when you're looking for kitchen knife, you put kitchen knife, you see things, you check reviews, price.
Boom, add to cart.
If you're looking for a gift for her or whatever, usually, oh wow, there is a blue one. Oh, there is, and as a data scientist, I have no tools to understand what was the search journey of the buyer.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and in this case, if we do it in like Google searches, we can definitely see like Google keywords and all this AdWords. There are the tools on Amazon. We don't have any access to multi-query user journey. So, and it's very hard to win this niche. Okay?
Right.
So this is the three main prerequisites. Again, as I say, it's a gross margin, as we said, search volume for most relevant keyword, and certainty of or utility. I don't know how to, I'm not a native speaker, so it's sometimes not easy for me to explain, but I hope it makes sense.
So let me try to sum it up. So first one is growth margin, that's enough. So for example, if I understood you right, if the product costs us $3 plus shipping, landed cost, we would like to see a profit of at least after Amazon fees before PPC, at least X2, $6 or $7 even.
X 1.5.
Yeah. In this case, and that's going to be a return on investment of 200%, something like this, before we, do any marketing. That's actually good numbers. I would agree. Yes. From my experience.
Also, it's a usually very related sign how overcrowded the niche.
All right. In which way?
You see, if everybody sell already very low, the niche is overcrowded.
Yeah. That's a great point. And you can see in some tools also the average price of the niche. Think on MC.
I don't like to see the average price. I try to focus the price of the top players.
Yeah. Right.
Because average price in this case for me is like in Russian we have a very funny saying. They say average temperature in the hospital. Few people with the fever and few people are dead. But average temperature of all the people in hospital is normal. Okay,
I understand. Okay, interesting. So you say like focus on the niche leaders, actually, on those who are in the top. And if they are squeezing their margins, that's not good. Stay away. Okay, so that's gross margin, first thing. And then second one we mentioned.
It's a search volume for most relevant keywords.
So it should be, again, it depends, I believe, but you're saying on brand analytics, 20, 30K, again, there are many things to it, but but you would like to see that at least, right?
Yeah. If it's like more than 100K, it's probably like not doable because you don't have enough volume to
But
play.
that's if you mean, for example, Oleg, if I understand right, for example, again, kitchen knife, and then we have a subcategory of this kitchen knife, which is the fish knife, and then we have only 200,000, and then it's not possible data scientifically to get enough sales to become the bestseller, right?
Yeah,
But what if there is
you can become a number one in fish knife,
yes,
but you will never get any bestseller badge. You will never get Amazon choice too much, and you will not generate enough BSR. So it's like this is the game.
So here you're pretty much this approach is probably for those who want to go big, I guess, in a way, right?
But again, as I said in the beginning, it's every market. Doesn't matter Amazon or software business that I work or any hotel business that I work. It's like, or you're number one, number two, or you're just struggling.
Struggling, right? I see. The life is better on the top. You're saying, right? I mean, yeah. And the third thing you mentioned is understanding. Like, again, it's hard to describe it, but like
from my perspective, the simple is like if people find this product by one search, or the buying journey is much more complicated. They check, let's ask my friend, does she like it? No, let's search another one. So
as longer, like what you're saying, you would like to avoid those longer seller journey, buyer journey, because it's harder to understand it.
We don't have any tools to evaluate it and measure and influence.
Right. So, for example, in your approach, you actually would like to see something that is easier to understand. There it is, like kitchen knife, pretty much easy to understand what the user intent is in their mind when they're searching for it. Therefore, we can use your kind of approach to grow. Okay.
Of course, it's like a scale.
Yeah.
So the more you're in the easy searchable and less wide searchable,
Right. There's no 100%. A kitchen knife is also, it might be somebody might be searching for specific types of knives, but generally a kitchen knife is like a knife for kitchen. It cuts food, easier to understand than, again, gifts for women. Man, so many things there. Like, go figure out, is this, gift can be a necklace or maybe it's a ring, totally different. Well, it's jewelry, but it can be like, flowers, or being super cliche here, but, but okay, I understand. So 3 things, right?
Okay. It was a little bit long, but I hope it was good enough and helpful. Yeah. So let's dive into the real frameworks that we use with every customers we're working with, and I use it for my brand, and we find it very effective. So can you see my screen?
Yes, I do.
Good. Okay. So I used to draw it manually, but many people complain that my drawing skill not as good as I want to be. So I made it permanent. So we want to be a niche leader. Okay. Actually, there is 3 main characteristics of the niche leader. You have this huge sales velocity, because to get the bestseller badge, you need to generate most of the sales. Okay, you need to oversell, so it's basically. And to be happy niche leader, you need to generate a lot of profit, and you need to this growth budget. It's basically your tools to like to push accelerometer in your car to go faster, slower, and so on. So this is the budget, but it gets from profit. Okay. And what we find out, actually, if we have all the prerequisites as before, okay, so we're playing in the right market with the right product. Okay, we need 3 things. Thing number 1, we call it product offer. Your product should be ideally irresistible to the market. So like if we're talking about this kitchen knife, if you sell this super amazing universal kitchen knives that works for every type of products and cost $3.99, you have absolutely irresistible offer, right?
Yeah. Sounds irresistible to me, man. Yes, I would buy now.
Okay. But things much more complicated. But ideally, you need to do the pricing right. Okay, there is a price of the top player in the niche. If you sell much more expensive and you cannot really explain from the first image why you better, something wrong. Because and then the positioning. People talk about listing optimization images, but it's a tools. But what you need to be, you need to position yourself right. I'm the kitchen knife for every successful chief, or I'm the kitchen knife for like that creates love and thing in your family. Okay.
Yes.
So this is much more like branding, but most brands, they really understand these things.
We need to understand the frame of who are we talking to, kind of thing, right?
Who are your buyers? Yeah, right. So what is the problem? Why is he looking for kitchen knife? What you showing? We can talk about positioning a lot, but you need to position yourself right. It's not just your image is better. Like it's very subjective.
You kind of pick specific group inside the people who are searching for kitchen knife and talk to them, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah. And then, of course, you need a social proof. You need reviews. If you have external brand awareness, people looking for your brand, even better. But I think this is one of the advantage of Amazon. You can came from nowhere and create this social proof relatively easy. Before to start like brand of kitchen knives, you need to invest like huge money in like a TV advertisement or sign deals with big retailers and so on. But now you can just
and you can generate social proof from just one thing. Reviews, obviously, but also user-generated content. If you ask people, maybe by giving them something first, after you follow up after the sale, you ask them to create a picture of themselves with a knife. You can use that in your listing of them to add it to their reviews. So that's kind of cool. Social proof. Yes, people see others doing that, therefore they want to do it too.
Yeah. Again, when you're joining this niche, probably your pricing should be more aggressive.
Lower, you mean, a bit, or aggressive in which way?
Lower aggressive.
Lower. Yeah. Okay, I understand.
Most brands, they don't like the term lower price, but they okay
aggressive
with
price.
More aggressive pricing.
Okay, I like this.
I try to use this language too.
Right.
Yeah. But as soon as you get a niche leader, you define the price for the niche action. So this is what you need to master to work, okay? And another part of the equation of the three things, when you have this irresistible product offer, you need to connect it with the traffic. Amazon traffic is the people typing all the searches, okay? Kitchen knife for present, for gift, I don't know.
Stainless steel kitchen knife.
Best kitchen knife or what, like you can find all the semantics.
Yes.
And you need to bring all those people that show this intention in kitchen knife to your product, okay? This is where Amazon gives us the only tool. It's called PPC, okay? And it's actually a huge advantage of Amazon because you don't have it in any other search engine like Google or Bing or even eBay. You cannot do things like this. Every sale that we generated for some keyword will promote us organically.
True.
This is only on Amazon. And nowadays, only search product PPC working this way. If you run video advertisement, headline, it's not really promoting your organics, by the way.
Right. Interesting.
But generally, you can use some rebates, but getting less and less possible nowadays. So if you want to be wide, the Amazon PPC is a tool. But what you need to do the organic thing. And this is why I was talking about this prerequisite number 2. If there is a kitchen knife keyword have a huge search volume, we can do our best here to become organically good enough, and then we start to generate a lot of sales velocity.
I understand. So we, as you mentioned, we gather all the semantic, like how you call it, I know the name in Russian, семантическое ядро, but like semantic core, right, exactly. Semantic core of keywords. And for the viewers who are going like, what the hell is that? It's like all the keywords that are relevant for those who are searching for kitchen knife. And that can
not searching those that will buy my knife.
Exactly, that even stronger, that will buy actually, not just search. We don't want someone that searches for something just to click. We actually want buying intent. We gather all these keywords and we build our listing from the title, bullet, description, backend, EBC, PPC, etc. And then when we have all these, we have a chance to grow in them organically. And through PPC, we will be actually able to grow organically. But Oleg, as you mentioned, all these display ads actually don't, or at least we don't know if they actually do promote this specific keyword.
They don't promote the specific keyword, but they influence it's like
all the general conversion rate, I guess, all the metrics. Yes. Okay, cool, man. Makes sense. Pretty nice.
Okay, so traffic. And number 3, this is a margin. This is what I was talking as a prerequisite number 1. You need to be clear with your profit or margin so you can do really good like things. And margin consists of, again, three items. Inventory consistency. So every time you go out of stock and you're losing all the promotions that you get, all the organic position, so you're losing it again. So you need to be consistent. And also it's very important to do the product line that fit Amazon thing. What we see nowadays, and it's changing, okay? Like if you watch it in 2022, probably things will be different. But nowadays, most of the niche leaders everywhere, they consist like few variations, super cheap variation, that all the traffic going, and few variation with higher, bigger margin that generate profit, because there is a lot of cheap products coming in. So you need some relatively attractive, cheap variation to be visible. And then, but people then see reviews and they okay, I need other color, bigger size or whatever, bigger pack or so on. This is a product line strategy that will generate your right margin. Because again, you see the top selling kitchen knives is doing for $50, but for $50 you don't get much margin. If you check again, haven't checked this kitchen knife for a while, but I hope you go there, you find that bestseller, they have $15 variation. They probably do zero margin, and they have pack of 2, pack of 3, including fish, meat, blah blah blah, pack for 40, for 50, for 60.
That's where the money is made.
Yeah, this is what works now, but it's changing a lot, and you have to be on the edge always to understand what's going on.
Kind of thing of things, yes.
And the cost of goods, this is the cheaper you buy, the bigger your business. So you're doing business on buying stuff and not on selling. Okay, and when you combine all 3 of this, you can get to the niche leader. If you mentioned there are different colors for all the things,
yes.
So this is what we do. Everything green, we take full control. Okay, we take full control of all the paid traffic. We take full control of all the organic traffic. We understand for every keyword that matters, who are competitors, why they sell more, what we need to do to oversell, to conquer this keyword, and so on. This is what we do. And all the blue ones, we have a lot of experience, but we cannot do it for you. We can provide you some recommendation and guidance. We have some best practices for pricing, for positioning, for social proof, things as you mentioned, like insert cards, how to engage with audience, and so on and so on. We are aware of all the Amazon tricks and tactics. Some of them we really not suggest to do. There is things that you better not doing, but we're quite aware about them. And we will give you some guidance on the product line, as I mentioned now, with all this cheap variation and the high margin variation. And the yellow line, it's your obligation. Okay, if you cannot keep with it, we usually, like, I don't want to use the word fire customers, but we actually do, because we do a lot of work to bring it there, and then okay, now we have many even very big brands struggling with supply chain.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But it's general thing, so yeah, this is what we do. And again, we see it working, and I hope for every brand on Amazon, if you do it right, you can be a niche leader. It's really doable.
It's crazy, man. This is a great framework. Like, looking at that, a new seller or even a bigger seller. I mean, when we were on the call beforehand, like, what was that, a week ago? Actually, at the beginning of this week, I think, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like, here it is. Like, that's so, it when you see that in this way, it makes it simple. simple, at least to understand. Of course, it's not that easy to be consistent with inventory or having the best cost of good. But when you know where to dig, like where to improve, then you can start from something. Okay, so here I am in the product offer. Let's get some more social proof. I'll add some picture with some user generated content. Okay, tick, we did this. Okay, let's go to cost of goods. Try to lower price by $1 of our product that's cost us $5. That's crazy. That's a lot of money. 20% lower. Okay, then Amazon specific tactics. Let's go watch some webinars or invest in a company that can help us. I think it's pretty cool, man. We're gonna have in the description links to your services. If people want to talk to you or maybe your socials, let me know what's better.
You can find me on LinkedIn.
Yes.
You can hope there is a link, and you can find me on the website, and you can book a call with me.
Yeah, I'll leave all these things, man, in the description for our viewers, and we'd appreciate a like on YouTube if you enjoyed the video, or dislike if you didn't. Comment any questions, I'll answer. I'll ask Oleg, and we're gonna make our best to answer. And man, thank you for your time today. It was exciting. A lot of good stuff. I hope this helps brands grow and our viewers grow their business, their life, so they can be free, they can be having fun. And yeah, so thank you, man.
My pleasure.
We'll see you in the next video.
Why not?